guys, I hope you're all having an absolutely lovely day today. For those of you who are returning back to my channel, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. And for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Katie. I post new videos on my channel every week and I would absolutely love it if you would hit that subscribe button down below to become a part of our little corner of the internet here. I am really excited for this video because recently ColourPop has been killing it with Disney things, and I bought the palette from their princess collection, which I love to death, still use all the time. But then they came out with a villains line and killed it so hard. I restrained myself though, props to me, but I did end up picking up 4 things, so I thought that I would share them with you. And guys, just like the packaging on this stuff is killing me. I love the packaging on it. So I picked up 3 of their lip products and the eyeshadow palette that came out with this collection. So let me show you guys what I picked up. I thought I could do some swatches and everything too. And then if you're interested, I could try to do some sort of like makeup tutorial, maybe? I don't know if that would be something you guys would be into watching, but if you are, let me know. I certainly know my way around a makeup palette, but I am no guru by any means, so there's that. So let's start with the lipstick that I got. So the first the only lipstick that I got was the Hades one. So let me show you guys what this packaging looks like first of all, and then we can get into the lipstick itself. Could do some try-ons. So this was the nudist lipstick that they had. I am very much a nude lipstick person. I am not much of a color. Sometimes I'll go with a color, but most often I like just wearing a nude lipstick. So let's see how this looks. Probably a little bit more color than I thought it would give off, but I'm not complaining. I don't think it looks bad by any means. So A+ to that. It smells good too, which I love. So yeah, it's comfortable on the lips, definitely not dry. I actually saw one of my friends before I came up here to post this, so I was a little bit nervous. She got the Evil Queen inspired lipstick and she said that her formula was incredibly dry and that it actually like cracked and crumbled apart as she put it on her lips. So that made me a little nervous, but we are good. We are good here. So then I did also pick up 2 lip glosses because A, the packaging was gorgeous and I like a good lip gloss. I know that their lip glosses are a little bit more glittery than I probably usually go for, but you know, whatever. So the ones that I picked up were Ursula's, which is called Sad But True, and Maleficent's, which is called My Pet. The packaging is gorgeous and it looks like the Sad But True one with Ursula is a pearlescent lip gloss and the My Pet one is a prismatic lip gloss. So I'll show you guys the packaging and then we can do some swatches also. At doing swatches because they're very sheer and won't really show up on camera. So I think I'll probably just I'll put this Sad But True one on over top of my lips now and see what that looks like. I don't think that the purple is going to jive too well with my with my nude lip, but it'll probably look okay with a pink lip. So stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. So I don't know how much you guys are actually going to be able to tell that this is on me. And I'm not actually terribly offended by what it's doing either. I thought that it was going to be a little bit more intense than it is. It's kind of shifty. Like it kind of changes color depending on what light it's in. Sometimes it does kind of pick up on like a purpley pink vibe, but it's not overly noticeable. So I think that this one, which is the Ursula Sad But True one, is probably going to be more of your everyday kind of gloss if you just want to throw it on top of an existing lipstick that you're wearing, which is what I would suggest doing because I think that that'll work out really well for you. I might try to wear it on its own just to see what it does, but I think that it just gives a really nice sheen to your lips, which, I mean, obviously is what a gloss should do, but it's not going to really change the color of your lips all that much. So if that's something that you're looking for, this might be for you. So now we're getting into the palette, which is generally the star for me. I love palettes. I'm so much more of an eyeshadow person than a lips person. I like to play around with my colors and everything, which is what this is perfect for because it has a ton of color in it. If you are more of a neutral fan, you will love the Princess one, which is actually still available on the ColourPop website. So I would suggest heading over to that one if you want something easy. This is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. However, I think that those two will work, these two rather, this and the Princess palette will work well in conjunction with one another. So the packaging looks kind of crazy, but up close you can see that it's actually a bunch of different pictures of all of the villains kind of spliced together, which I think is really interesting. And then on the back it does give you a layout of all of the different shades. And then once you open it up, you see all of the shades. So yeah, like I said, if you do not like color, you might not like this palette, but I think that this is going to be a lot of fun to play around with. It does look like it might have some similar colors to the Princess palette, but I am definitely here for some of the, like the blue and this green and this like blackish grayish blue. Alright, so my camera battery totally died in the middle of me talking, which is just so incredibly rude. How dare you? So I had to charge it for a little bit, but we're back. And I think what I was saying was that I was going to show you guys swatches from this palette. So let's get into that because I'm super excited. I have yet to actually test these out and see how they swatch, but if the other palette is any indication as to how good of quality this palette is going to be, then I know that we'll be in for a treat. So I'm gonna go across the 3 rows so you guys know what order we're going in, and fingers crossed. I'm hoping that these show up. I'm not wearing primer or anything, so we're just gonna see how they go. So the first one that I'm doing is the white color here called No Spots. I'm always impressed when a white eyeshadow shows up on my skin because I'm so incredibly pale. And it does show up. It's not too bad. Taking a couple turns, but not too shabby. And I will come in close once I have all 5 swatched down my arm. So then the next one is called Mongrels, and this is a beautiful color. This is a great everyday color, but looks like it might have a little bit of fallout to it, but ooh, that's pretty. It's very sparkly and shimmery. So the next one is called Diablo, and this just looks like straight up gold, which is fun. Oh, it's kind of disappointing. Oh, there we go. You just kind of have to build it a little bit. And this one might benefit from being applied wet too. So we'll see. The next one is called Devious, and this one is a matte brown. I like that they included some good matte transition colors in here too, because you will need this with all of these crazy colors that are going on here. And then the next one is Tragic, and this is the last one in this row, another good matte transition color. So the first row is very neutral. I think you could even make a pretty decent eye look with just these colors if you're looking for a more neutral look. But they'll also pair really, really well with any of the other colors that we have going on that need a little bit of a neutral balance to them. We are going to go into our second row, which is a little bit more fun. So we do have a couple pops of color in here with our pink, our purple, our pink, and then the blue. So our first one is called Underworld. A lot of Hades references in this row, which I like. So Underworld is really, really pretty copper. Oh wow, just on my finger that looks really pretty. Ooh, That's gonna be flaky, but it's okay. It's one of those colors that you want to pack on. But look how pretty. Yay. All right, so our next one is called Painted Panic, which is interesting. Once you start to touch it, there's definitely some glitter happening in there. I think this is going to be another one that you kind of have to pack on in order to get a good impact from it, which is kind of a shame. But I mean, it comes up, don't get me wrong, but it definitely, it's going to need some help along the way. The next one is Forest of Thorns, which is our purple color. Purples are challenging, so I'm excited to see how this comes up. Oh, that's patchy. Okay, we're getting there. Purples are just notorious for looking gorgeous and not performing well. But this one, once you layer it, it looks pretty nice. Right? Not too shabby. Apparently can't go in a straight line. Oh, it's probably because I'm twisting my wrist. If I just, I don't know. It's a straight line when it's like this, but as soon as I turn it, it's not straight anymore. I'll have to move over a little bit. Okay, the next one is called Flotsam, and it's kind of a pretty pink pearlescent-y color. Oof. This would be good to layer, I think, on top of another color, but I don't know how great it is going to be on its own. I mean, it's building up okay, but it's pretty. It has a nice, like, dual chrome to it, kind of. It's that bottom guy that is twisting around my arm. Oh, this is frustrating. Alright, so the last one is called the Fates, which again, like purples, blues are challenging, so especially matte blues. Ooh, that looks pretty though. Look at that on my finger. Ooh. Yes, ColourPop. That is exciting. Wow. That is a gorgeous matte blue. Look at that. Holy moly. Yes, it is so hard to find a good matte blue that is actually like pigmented, not chalky, stays true to its color, and this is it. The only experience that I even have with ColourPop is through the Disney collections. I'd heard good things about them, but I just have so much makeup that I didn't need to buy anymore. But what I do like about them is that they are affordable, which is a plus. So not that I find myself needing a matte blue eyeshadow too often in day-to-day life, but I am super, super happy to actually have a good one in my collection. We are down to our last row here, which is a lot of dark colors with a lot of dark names too. So down on the bottom is where you're going to get your depth from. You can create some fun smoky eyes, which are going to be a lot of fun to play with. Ooh, I am excited for this. So our first color is called Revenge. It is a glittery black. Blacks are also hard to pull off. They can be very chalky, and especially when you have glitter in them, I feel like it kind of takes away from the pigmentation. So let's see how that looks. Not too bad. Not terrible. I mean, it looks probably a little bit better from far away, but up close it is a bit chalky. But I mean, all right. I like the sparkle to it though. The sparkle is really pretty. Trying to tell what kind of, like, it looks kind of silver but blue. It kind of shifts a little bit, which is fun. So I don't think that that's the only black that you're going to want to rely on in this for any look that you do. But we'll see. There's another darker matte color in here, so we'll see how that one comes out. So our next one is called Sing, and it is a really pretty, like, maroon-ish coppery color, I guess. And this feels so soft. Oh boy, that is gonna have some fallout and a half. Oh boy. This is more like a foil kind of shadow, I would say. And it definitely has some residue coming up when you pick it up. Like, it's a very soft shadow, so it kind of not to say it crumbles, but it gets a lot of kickback really easily. But the color is really, really pretty. It shifts from like a pink to a red to a gold. There's a lot of movement in that color, and that is really, really nice. So I'm a definite fan of this color. Our next one, can't have Flotsam without Jetsam. So this is a teal shimmery color, which generally works pretty well. Interesting. Oh, okay. There's a shift to this one too, which is really cool. So it can kind of look gray, but also blue. Like, there's an interesting duality to a lot of these colors that are down in the bottom row. Even on my finger, like, it looks a little bit different. It looks purple and blue. Like, the outer line color of the shadow looks purple and the inner color looks blue. So it's very interesting. So you can definitely have a very manipulative look depending on what light you have, which is fun. Our next is called Facile, and it is green. I would say just be careful with a lot of these. It seems like a lot of them have a pretty decent amount of fallout, which I did experience to a point with the Princess collection, but I think because those are pretty neutral colors, it's not as bad. But when you have a colorful eyeshadow and you have fallout, it can do some damage. So this palette might be one that you want to do your eyes first and your face second, so that you can get rid of any fallout that comes. But this green is beautiful. Really, really pretty green. Not that you can see it, but we'll get there. So then the last one that we have is called 101, and it is like a dark gray slash black, and it is matte. So we'll see how this ends up turning out. When it gets on my finger, it's definitely a lot more black than it is in the actual pan. There we go. That's a pretty decent black. I think you can layer it and it'll be a little bit better, but this will be the black that you really want to work with. The other black is going to be more of like a show black eyeshadow. Does that make sense? It's not going to give you a ton of impact, but it can be kind of fun to play around with. Alright, so as I'm cleaning off the last remnants of my swatches here, I think overall I'm pretty happy with this collection. I'm very, very happy with the products that I picked out. Like I said, my battery died a while ago, so I've kind of been sitting around with the lip gloss on, and it is incredibly comfortable on my lips. It's not sticky, it's not, you know, gloppy. It doesn't start to feel that gloppy that some lip glosses can have. The lipstick itself is incredibly comfortable. I think that it has a good lasting power. I certainly haven't been like eating or drinking or anything like that. So I mean, that's something to factor in, but just, you know, presentation alone, if you're just going out for a night and you're not really planning on drinking or eating or anything, or you're just going to hang out with some friends, or you're going to work, or whatever the case may be, you know, I think this is going to hold up for you quite well. If you're interested, I will leave the link to ColourPop's website down below. You can get some of the stuff off of the Shop Disney website, but I know, which I will, again, I'll link to their beauty category down below as well, but I know that when I went to go purchase the palette, even the first day that it was released, it said that it was sold out on Shop Disney. So I did end up going and buying everything off of ColourPop's website. So, which kind of sucked because there were some other things that I wanted to buy on the Disney website as well. Plus I get 10% off being a Disney Visa card holder, but that's all good. It's okay. This isn't very expensive anyway. I think altogether all 4 of these products were like $40-something, so you can't really go wrong with that. That's really not that bad. So I will link to both websites down below in case you're interested. They do have big kits, they have smaller kits, they have character-based kits, so you can get everything that revolves around the one character. They have a lot of highlighters, lip highlighters, lip glosses, lipsticks. I think they have 2 glitters, and then they have the eyeshadow palette. So that's pretty much what you're working with as far as this collection goes. But I think all in all, it seems like you can't really go wrong. ColourPop is, from my experience, a great company. So I hope that you guys will give it a try. And let me know down in the comments below if you picked up anything from this collection launch. It did happen a couple weeks ago. But I was just so excited to get my hands on some of this stuff. I love everything. So let me know what you picked up, if anything. I would love to know. And I think that that's all that I have for you guys today. So definitely give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I know this is a touch different than stuff that I usually do. But if you don't mind beauty stuff, I don't mind talking about it, because I do have a passion for that side of things too. Not that I would inundate you guys with anything by any means, but if you're curious about beauty things, I'm happy to talk about them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I would appreciate it so, so much. So thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to hang out with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!